This is Terror House Radio with Matt Forney and Bryden Proctor.
Yeah, welcome to Terror House Radio, episode number 21. I'm Matt Forney, your charming and loquacious host, and the founder and editor-in-chief of Terror House Press. With me is my co-host and producer, the calm, collected, cheerful Bryden Proctor. How you doing, Bryden?
Wanna fucking die, man.
Always with the uplifting speeches there, Bryden.
Yeah.
You're a real ray of light in all of our hearts.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Just die. It'll be fine.
Also with us is Sharia LaBeouf. You can check out his DLive and Twitter and all that in the description. Sharia, how you doing?
Pretty good, Matt. Nice to join you fellas this afternoon.
Well, yes. I'm also I'm delighted as well because there's something to talk about other than the impending medical dictatorship. America's on fire. America is on fire. We all have differing deep thoughts on to solve this current crisis.
Yeah. They did it in Cincinnati last night, and I guess it was like pretty peaceful and shit until around 11:30, and then they just started smashing windows, and the cops tear gassed like the wrong people. And good job, good job, Cincinnati. Way to glob onto everything there, and do good work.
Yeah, there are a few that show initiative and kind of get things going while there's still a bit of daylight hanging around, but it really does seem to be once the sun goes down is when they really get fired up.
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got people, one, it's nighttime, so you're less likely to get caught doing that shit because it's dark, and then, fuck, you got to be crazy to think that people don't, like, go to these things and then go and, like, get drunk or, whatever, and then come back, so they're all riled up, and then you get, apparently, at least in Cincinnati, it was just like a handful of people smashing windows and stuff. But then, from what I've read, the cops did tear gas the wrong fucking people. They they just started throwing canisters out towards the non-violent folks. So it's like, good, we're just doing great here. We got a lot of good stuff going. Fucking geniuses. I mean, the whole thing is a nightmare, but it should be over, I would imagine, in a week or so.
Insert a joke about sundown towns here.
I don't know what that is.
Sundown town was a town where black people were not allowed to enter after sunset because bad things.
Oh.
See, it takes this thing out of racist jokes when you don't understand the references, Bryden. This is why you read books, so you can get the racist jokes.
Yeah, or I could just not read books and not try to make gay jokes that aren't funny. I could do that.
I don't know.
I know you don't know. I know you don't know. I know you don't know.
You know I don't know?
I know that you don't know what's funny and what's
don't
not
know what.
funny.
Well, I didn't actually make a joke. I was trying to insert a joke.
Now you're walking
I
it
couldn't
back.
think of one.
Now you're walking it back.
See, when I make a cue like that, Brian, that's like your cue to actually make a funny joke. I'm throwing you material here. I'm tossing. You're out here on the front lines of comedy, and I'm just tossing you clips from the back seat.
How about Lazy Town is funnier than Sundown Town? You could do that.
Remember Crazy Town, that Butterfly song?
That's Crazy Train, right?
No, Crazy Train is an Ozzy Osbourne song.
Right. I don't know the Crazy Town song.
Yeah, you do, but
do I?
You just don't right now. If I played it for you, you would.
Crazy Town. Butterfly. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that shifty dude that was on Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah, dude. That's awesome. All right, Matt, what were you going to say before you decided, you were going to be a funny guy?
I was going to say that I'm just annoyed at all the people who are like, "Ooh, why aren't they shooting the protesters?" I'm very annoyed at that for a whole bunch of reasons, which I think Bryden is mostly in concurrence with.
I mean, for the most part, it's like one, you can't do that. You don't want that anyway. I'm not a big fan of the government doing that type of shit. But two, it's a fucking election year, man. I mean, whether or not you agree with the not just rolling tanks out there and squishing people, you can't do that, especially during an election year. Because, like, if they just call Donald Trump racist and say, look, this is Donald Trump's America, this happened because, racism or whatever, that's stale as shit, and that's not going to affect anybody that, wasn't already going to not vote for Donald Trump. Like, those cities are not Republican areas. So they just motivates the Republican places to go and vote more because they don't want their city to end up like Minneapolis or what the fuck ever, right? But if you do go and like just disperse with the government and all of that, then that's a whole new narrative. That's finally going to be like Donald Trump is a fascist, neo-Nazi, wooden-legged, he's a tyrant, all of that. And you don't want a new narrative. That just calling everything racist, that's stale as shit. Nobody fucking cares about it anymore.
Yeah, so like I've had a bunch of conflicting thoughts on this. Like, I'm not really sure how it's going to shake out, but I tweeted yesterday on my alt before I got my main back. Cuomo came out, like Biden, a lot of these Democratic politicians they really don't have a choice but kind of at least voice some level of support for this shit. And I was saying, like, this was even before the Gerdusky tweets about how he said that sources in the White House were saying that Trump doesn't want to crack down because it'll demolish all of like the minority outreach that he thinks he's been successful at. But even before that, I was like, with all these Democrats kind of like tacitly or explicitly endorsing this, Trump could like just blunder stumble his way into a win here by kind of doing nothing and just letting it burn.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important to underline, like, these cities, the people in them, they're not our people. It's not our circus, not our monkeys. Joke here. These people, let's say Trump does what the hotheads want him to do, and he just has the army go into these cities and just start spraying bullets everywhere and just total lockdown. You think the people there are going to appreciate that? You think they're going to be like, thank you for Trump for saving us from this menace? No, they're going to be even more upset. The Antifa and shit, the rioters are going to use this as a recruiting tool. And all the resistance people who've been gaslit into thinking that Trump is the reincarnation of Hitler, well, they're going to have hard proof. Biden campaign could just take that and play it on every TV station, play it all over the internet, all day, every day, right into the White House. It's a disaster all around if that happens. Well,
and you have to think, too, that, like, right now, as far as the presidential campaign goes, it's Trump's to lose. I mean, it seems like Biden doesn't have a chance here. So you got to think, all right, we are the RNC. What's going to help us? Well, if you have these Democrat governors and mayors, we get to hear about all the time, just fucking all this up or coming out in support of this type of chaos, you're getting hopefully more people to just down ticket vote Republican and like actually get people to come out and vote. Just supporting the damn riots is not going to really get in. I mean, these people don't vote. Most of the people rioting don't fucking vote. So if you got to win more than just that presidency, you need, we need to get the House back, obviously keep the Senate, and it'd be nice if there was more Republican governors.
Yeah. And let's I know people are not considering the foreign policy implications of this.
Right.
We're in the opening stages of a new Cold War with China. Like, that's the path we've committed to. We're on it. Like, yesterday we had Trump stripping Hong Kong of special protections it enjoyed as an autonomous territory due to that new Chinese law. Right now, there's a huge propaganda war going on. We've all seen the Xinhua news agency and all that stuff putting out anti-American propaganda. You've got visuals of American soldiers shooting unarmed black people in the streets. That's going to be a propaganda win for the Chinese Communist Party like you wouldn't believe. They already have all their cells everywhere in the third world. They've got Arabic language TV stations playing anti-American propaganda. You've got now who knows, maybe they helped incite the riots in the first place. Maybe they had a role in that. You start using lethal force on protesters. Xi Jinping is like dreaming of that because it will it will justify the Chinese view that America is like this rogue, out of control, tyrannical state.
And I mean, it is, but like,
we gotta keep up appearances here.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, get the dirt off your face and just put a tie on and get out there and let's pretend that we don't live in a fucking prison of a country, right? But
shithole country, dude. Shithole country now, man.
Well, I mean, I was never planning on going to Minneapolis anyway.
I've been there. It's not great. Yeah, you could see like maybe 20 years ago it was a really good city. Not anymore. It just sucks.
I mean, at least CNN got their headquarters all spray painted up and shit, which is funny, but you shouldn't do that.
Do you feel in charge? That's a real Bane moment for CNN right there.
I kind of think that like a lot of, and I mean, look, I've engaged in it a little bit myself. I don't know. I'm just, the spectacle of it is nice. It's interesting. It's something happening.
No. Hold on. No. That's why you're fucking wrong and the internet needs to be unplugged. No. This is really fucking happening. Just being like, ha ha ha, it's fun. No, stop it. Be a person. Unplug from the internet. It's a real thing that's happening and it's bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, but like I think like in our circles, like I think a lot of the we need to crack down, like bring in the jackbooted like government feds and crack some skulls and put a stop to this and whatever. I think a lot of it is just cope, man, that these guys are doing what a lot of these accelerationist LARPers wish they could be doing, like wish they had the balls to do. Like I remember that summer when like rocking journalists was the meme. And I mean, these guys are doing it to CNN in Atlanta. You know what I mean? Like it's there is like I think there is like an accelerationist like jealousy that, oh man, these guys get to do this and we don't.
The Virgin FedNet versus the Chad rioter.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, a lot of this, just a couple fucking weeks ago, it was like, oh, what the hell, these police are dickheads for, not letting people go to the beach or whatever. I guess the lockdown people were, supporting the police then too. But like, when did we start trusting the fucking cops? I don't know. Apparently, like, when the black people were mad at them, then that's when people started trusting cops again or some bullshit. I don't trust.
I believe
the
you can
government.
Pinpoint that moment to when Baked Alaska recorded that song.
No, I don't trust the damn police. I don't trust the damn government. I do not trust a bunch of fucking rioter motherfuckers. I mean, it's a thing to do. Is a big reason why a lot of them are doing it. It's a thing to do. You get a big group of people together, and then it's like, I guess we can just start stealing now. It's a thing, and that's why these things are spreading. That's why they had it in Cincinnati last night. It's just like, well, why don't we have one in our town? And it'll do that. It's just a dumb trend. People have been made to stay 6 feet apart and all of these rules and stuff for a while, so they're gone a little loopy. And, not that people aren't taking advantage of this. Like, I'm sure the Antifa are out there doing all of this shit. The Black Lives Matter is out there doing all of this shit. Cops. You have cops out there doing this shit. I'm sure there's feds involved, all of this fucking thing. So it's everybody sucks. All of those people are assholes. Every single one of them's a fucking prick.
Yeah, I mean, the fucking, putting prisoners into solitary confinement fucks with their heads. We've done that to an entire fucking nation. 2-3 months of no leaving the house. Shocker that a whole bunch of people are just going loopy from that, going crazy.
Of course, on the other end of that, think about it. Like most of the rioters are, I'm sure, essential workers. Because remember, if you're poor, you're essential because you have to go work at the Taco Bell and the Aldi's.
Yeah, there you go.
So I don't know. I mean, still, I think it's probably just stress and everything's gotten to people. And I mean, I think what happened to George Floyd was not great. I think that was a bad thing that happened to him. Also, I apparently he did a porno.
Yeah, he was on the Habib show, whatever that is.
Yeah, he did a porn, which is like good for him.
Yeah, it wasn't like the high end glamour porn. Like he was really scraping the barrel. Like that's one step up from like there is an actual porn site out there called Crack Horse, and it is as depressing as that name suggests.
That's awesome.
He was one step above Crack Horse.
That's awesome, though. I'm happy that exists.
I years ago I was a regular guest on a program called the Bad Porn Comedy Hour, and like we did an entire show just looking at like crack horror videos.
That's rough.
It was a little piece of my soul died that day.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. To circle back to that original point, I don't know why that we are all of a sudden like, oh, we trust the government and the police again, even though it's the government and the police have been going around fucking papers please to motherfuckers in their cars, pulling them over, going like, are you essential? Do you have somewhere to go? I don't have a side here. I don't. I can only look at it from it's an election year, and this is why these why these things are happening as far as like the reaction to them from the Democrats and Republicans. Why they're reacting in this way, because it's politics. It's too close to November. It doesn't fucking matter, and the government doesn't care about you anyway. None of these politicians give a shit about you. But I'm not on the cop side. I'm not on the rioters side. I just think everybody's being a real prick, and the world is bad now. The world is that fucking horrible that all you can do is look outside and go, well, hope nobody shoots me today.
Well, yeah, like one context I've found myself thinking about this stuff in is, I was on the Sweat last night with Beardson and Sean. I hung out there for a couple hours. Nobody was really watching them. Most people were watching Shallot, because Shallot's good at like multitasking and having all the different feeds from all the different cities going at once or whatever. We were just kind of chilling. But in last night, I mean, like the violence and like there wasn't like as much fire and stuff like that. Like it seemed tamer somehow watching it live than the night before seemed. The night before, I mean, it was just fire everywhere, madness.
It's hard to
chaos.
set ashes on fire, Like what else is there to light on fire?
That's a good point. So, so yesterday I found out, like, I mean, obviously I knew we were pregnant, but like I found out I'm having twins yesterday.
Yeah. Congrats.
And so like I'm thinking about this in like the context of trying to raise a family and stuff like that. And I mean, really at this point, like I think it's gotten to the point where, well, I mean, first of all, trying to raise a family in an urban setting is just, I think, totally off the table at this point.
Sure.
I can't imagine trying to raise a family in a metropolitan city at this point. I mean, people are still going to do it, obviously, but it's not for me. But like more generally, like, I mean, I think this is a sign of things to come in this country. Like, I mean, I think it's time to start getting used to the fact that we essentially live in a second world country now.
Oh, no.
And you need to behave accordingly. Like, I mean, I'm still interested in politics, but only insofar as it decelerates and buys time.
If you think
I think this shit is gonna get dark, dude.
If you think sure, it's gonna get dark. But if you think America is like still not a wonderful fucking place to live, I invite you to go try to live in some other fucking places. You know,
we're not quite a second world country. The sad shit, and I know this because I'm in a second world country. Okay, when the water starts shutting off at random points throughout the day because the municipal authority stole all the money for improvements and stuff, that's when you know when you're in a second world country. Okay, America's not quite there yet, but it's getting there.
Hey, Beardson was tweeting about how there was lag on the Warcraft servers since this stuff started popping off. So who knows, man? that stuff might not be as far away as you think.
Well, you know,
I mean, really,
when the gamers get pissed off, that's when the real war
lag.
starts.
Do you even have a society anymore? Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. I'm not worried about like this whole decline of America because it really won't be like some huge decline or anything like that. It'll just slowly become more authoritarian and corporate as hell, and you know, it's this eventually the police or military or whatever would, like, if this was going on for a month, would step in there and just start, you know, doing what authoritarian governments do. But
well, if this were to go on for a month, the public outcry for that would be immense.
Sure.
Like they would have to.
Well, people shout on and encourage authoritarianism and are just huge fans of it until it happens to them. And then they're like, oh, no. You know, the same fucking MAGA folks that were mad at the police, you know, 2-3 weeks ago or whatever, are now behind the damn police. I mean, the difference is the police aren't doing anything here. They aren't doing a damn thing here. Whereas they were so quick to, you know, oh, you're violating the social distancing orders and stuff like that. So I'm not saying it's, you know, apples to apples comparison, but like, I didn't like the cops then. I don't like them now. You know, I don't like the rioters now. I thought the assholes that stormed that courthouse with guns and shit were pricks too. Of course, they didn't light anything on fire, so I liked them a little bit better. But, you know, still a fucking dumb thing to do.
Yeah, don't take guns to a protest, guys. You're just being stupid. I know it looks cool. You spent all that money on tactical gear. You got that nice AR-15 you wanna show off. Don't do it. You look like an asshole.
The whole thing just makes me want to fucking die, to be honest with you. I mean, it's
I'm going to live in a woods, dude. I'm going to live in a woods and grow vegetables and raise some critters to eat and pray a lot. And that's the plan, dude. That's the plan. Get me the fuck away from everybody, dude. I'm sick of this society.
Hey, as long as you pay taxes, you should be able to do that. But don't think you're not paying taxes.
Well, everyone pays taxes. I pay taxes.
Yeah, you got to pay taxes. As long as you pay your taxes, you should be good for a little while. But there is no such thing as off the grid, and you are still going to have to do something to get some money to pay your property tax.
Oh, yeah, that's no big deal, dude. I mean, I'll work. I just don't want to be like, I don't know. There's ways to go about it that don't involve like living in the burbs or in an urban area and like doing the whole rat race thing full time. Like it ain't for me, dude.
See, people say rat race in such a negative way, as if like one, an actual rat race would not be adorable, and two, that races aren't fun.
Bryden the capitalist here again.
Well, I mean,
I went on a vacation once to St. Martin in the Caribbean. It's a little island. I think it's half Dutch and half French, maybe. I think French and Dutch. It was like a little colony. It's split right down the middle.
So everybody there's just gay.
The resort we were staying at there, they had hermit crab races. They would like dump a bunch of hermit crabs in this pit on the beach. And like they all had numbers painted on their shell, and the first one to climb out of the little like thing, if you had your money on that one, you won like prizes like rum, champagne, I don't know, shit like that. And that was pretty epic.
Yeah,
I bet rat races would actually be even better than that because they're like smarter and they have a bit more like get up and go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hermit crabs, some of them just sat there, dude. They didn't move at all. That was boring.
Well, because like you can teach a rat that they're in a race, right? You know, because they can be like, hey.
Oh, you can teach rats all sorts of crazy tricks, dude. They're actually pretty smart.
Yeah, but like a hermit crab, you can't teach him anything. He's not even aware he's a hermit crab.
Yeah.
Fucking, yeah. I mean, they're fucking sea spiders. They're fucking sea bugs, as Brian puts it. I went to a fucking Italian restaurant a couple days ago and ordered the shrimp casserole, which isn't a casserole, by the way. It's a fucking soup. Half the shrimps came to me with their eyes and legs still attached.
I saw that post on Twitter, actually.
That was disgusting.
Dude, I've seen people with like a Cajun seafood bake or whatever, where they just like throw all the seafood in. Like I've seen people when they eat the shrimp, they'll bust the head out and they'll suck all the juices like out of the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if the eyes and legs are still attached, it means they weren't deveined either. And by the way, kids, deveining a shrimp, the veins in a shrimp contain poop. They got poop.
That's
it's not
what
deveined,
it is.
You're eating poop.
Yeah,
it's not like a blood vein. It's like their intestine.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it just they call it that because you can't just be like, hey, Todd, go take the shit out of that shrimp so we can eat it. You don't like that. And then, like, if you ever get, like, really cheap, this happened to me, I was probably, like, 20 or something like that, got, like, really cheap, like, dollar store breaded popcorn shrimp, and, like, I was eating them or whatever, and then one of them, the breading was off of there, and I saw the little brown fucking black line in there, threw that fucking shit out, and never ate shrimp again.
So do gays devein their shrimp though? Because they like to eat the poo-poo.
Yes, because they have enough disposable income that they eat at nice restaurants.
Yeah, that's probably true.
So probably no dollar.
That was a cheap joke on my part, but yeah. If you want to take it seriously and give the real answer, yes, Bryden is probably correct on that one.
They live,
yeah,
you know.
They tend to be pretty rich.
Yeah, you hate it, but it's not much that can be done.
Yeah.
Got to increase the price of HIV medication. Why is PrEP so accessible? Be poor like everyone else.
Oh, so actually, speaking of this, like, what do you guys think we're gonna see? I think it was it Toronto or Montreal? Remember that one summer when BLM was really popping off, like 2015, and there was they shut down one of the gay parades. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Because, I mean, dude, Pride Month is right upon us,
Monday.
Man. Yep.
Yeah, no, we'll
the
probably
month
see
of the
some
rainbow
of
is appear.
We will 100% see some of that, I'm sure. That'll be fun. Just, you know, the more that big tent of the Democrat Party can, you know, fight with each other, the funnier it's going to be. But I wish everybody just calm the fuck down.
Dude, and especially with coronavirus, man, like if it isn't fake, and it would be fun to watch a bunch of like gay people and black people fighting each other in the streets with no masks on.
I know this is like a hacky take that everybody said right away, but I mean, I don't have cable, so I haven't been even checking any of the news shit. I've just kind of been doing nothing, getting just fucking hammered and going, oh, good, it's still falling apart. But has the news said anything about the social distancing shit during the riots?
I think they've just like buried that.
We're
done.
Fucking
mentioning.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah. I don't have cable, so I don't really watch I watch Tucker. That's literally it. So I wouldn't know, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I kind of figured they can't be all up everybody's butt about the social distancing thing because, like, wherever social distancing is within the progressive stack of important bullshit, I think racism is at the very, very top. You know, that's the most important thing. Yeah. So they probably
extremely white woman voice. Extremely white woman showing up at a riot with an extremely white woman voice. Wear your masks. Why aren't you wearing masks? And you need to stay 6 feet away from each other when you're breaking and entering.
I mean, I liked the idea that, you know, I saw a lot of masks, you know, as many as there could be, but like it's funny that they mandated everyone wear a mask, and then immediately people were like, "Fuck this! We're all wearing masks. Why don't we just go break into buildings and shit? Let's go rob the Dior store. We've all got masks."
Yeah, New York City's making that shit mandatory. The perfect opportunity for a bank robbing gang to arise.
Right?
We can really have a 1930s redux with the Great Depression and the Dillinger Group.
There won't be any depression. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that was nothing.
Bryden says as he makes increasingly risky trades on a women of prayer.
There won't be a depression. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You know,
everything will go up forever, you guys. Like, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, I mean everything will be okay as far as that
drops
goes.
Another grand in like the riskiest options ever.
It's just like you're like, all right, listen, I just put $750,000 into spy calls. All right, don't, you know, but no, I mean, I'm fully aware of that. I'm not making any dumb decisions. I mean, I would say everybody should be careful with that type of stuff, but I don't think it's going to be like a huge depression thing. I mean, like Niles thinks we're going to have a pretty short but very deep recession, and I could see that. I mean, we got to get the jobs back, but like what's weird is, like, if you live in Minneapolis, right? Think about, you know, let's say you lived in that one neighborhood. You might have still had a job during all of this stuff. And then now, well, it's burnt the fuck down. You're not going to have a job. There's was it CVS and Target closed?
You're never going to have a job. A lot of these businesses aren't going to come back.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
yeah,
CVS and Target.
Yeah, this is why food deserts exist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, it sure fucking is. You know, CVS and Target have decided they closed all their stores over there. Nobody's going to want to open a store over there. Why the fuck would you? I mean, the insurance would just cost a fortune. Think of that. You know, why would you do it? So
insurance, you're going to have to install that thick plexiglass if you want to get any cashiers to work for you in there, dude. Like, yeah.
Bars on the windows.
Yeah,
you know,
all that
shit.
Dude. All that shit.
I mean, like over here in Cincinnati, over the Rhine, only in the last few years has recovered from, you know, we had that race riot or whatever, and over the Rhine, whole place got fucked up. It was fucked for years, and then now it's kind of being gentrified and stuff. There's a few blocks that are, you know, pretty good. They got hipster bars and crap like that over there, but you know, if they go through there and like they did last night, smash all kinds of windows and shit, like then that's the end of that. I mean, the places like the area that they.
But that's our fault too. That's our fault too. That's going to be our fault. Like when these people in 5 years, when there's no banking services, so they have to go only to check cashing places, when there's no grocery stores or Targets and shit like that, and life there is just a miserable, just shit heap. Like that's going to be our fault too. That's not their fault for burning it all down. No, that'll be our fault too. White people, do something. Do something. You got look at this. Look, you got to help us, man.
Well, let me ask you this. You know that whole white people do something shit, right? Isn't now the narrative that it was like white Antifa from out of town that have like been doing this?
Oh, dude.
Like, what do you?
Yeah, I haven't brought that up yet, dude. The number one and number two trending things on Twitter right now are Hitler Youth and white supremacists.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, you all probably saw that picture of the Minneapolis police precinct going up in flames and all the white people in the crowd. I'm willing to bet that half of those nerds didn't even show up until the building was already on fire.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, like, look, and this is such a basic bitch talking point. It almost goes without mentioning. But, like, I mean, what you're seeing today on the left, they've got all these conspiracies that there are like secret white supremacists like infiltrating and like egging on the destruction or whatever. Yeah. And even on the right, even on like the mainstream right, it's these poor innocent black people were just out here to protest until those Antifa thugs showed up and whatever. Like, I mean, but yeah, tell me black people don't have privilege. Tell me black people don't have privilege in this country when they can fucking burn down multiple cities and nobody can point the finger at them. It's gotta be somebody else that's responsible at the end of the day. Well, like, these people are utterly beyond criticism.
Well, to be fair, there is some instigation going on. There was that video of a pallet of bricks that just mysteriously appeared in the middle of downtown Dallas. Convenient throwing materials. I wonder who put that there. And no, there wasn't any construction going on near there, so there was no reason for that pallet of bricks to be there.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some instigation. There's definitely some federal agents and what have you. Some different organizations, I'm sure, that are taking full advantage of this type of thing, because there always is. But you got to think too, as far as like nobody wants to point the finger at black people. Again, it's an election year, and for whatever reason, it's everybody wants to get that damn vote.
They don't even vote though. Like, who fucking cares?
You should tell that to everybody who runs campaigns. I know, buddy. I'm aware, but it's just.
Well, I figure the goal is precisely to get them to not vote, by making them so happy that they're too lazy to go out and vote.
If you're a Republican, yeah, Democrats need them to vote.
Yeah, Trump should have come harder with those Trump bucks, man. 1,200 ain't enough. We need more.
Yeah. I mean, one way to look at this is just like, this is fourth generation warfare. And, if you're familiar with the War Nerd and what he's written about this, the maxim of dealing with fourth generation warfare is to nuke them, bribe them, or leave them the hell alone. Well, I don't think we can nuke them. I mean, that might be appealing to some people, but I don't think we can nuke Minneapolis just yet. Bribing them works. Just throw shit tons of money at them to get them to go away, which, lowest black unemployment is kind of part of that, guys. So maybe you should stop complaining. There's also leave them the hell alone, which also appears to be what the Trump administration is doing. Just let them fucking deal with it. Let the Democrat governors and mayors just, deal with the fucking mess they made.
Yeah. I mean, that does seem to be the plan, is just then you can turn around and blame it on Democrats, and it doesn't change anything. It doesn't get to the root of the problem at all, but politics is retarded and always will be, and your government doesn't give a shit about you. So it's like, I mean, whatever's going to get people to stop fucking rioting would be great, but I definitely, like, even I would not be in support of, like, squishing people with tanks, I'd be like, oh, well, that's fucking horrible. Like, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, the Chinese don't even do that shit.
Well,
that we know.
Anymore. They used to be
fair.
Pretty big into, tank squishing. I don't know. I mean, I think more than anything is like I fucking hate Twitter. Just because, I'm trying to do the whole thing. I check it in the morning and all of that or whatever. But like I hate logging onto the Twitter when something like this is going on, because I realize just how dumb everyone really is. Like, everybody has some genius fucking take, about like, this is what needs to be done. And I'm like, all right, run for president, then dipshit. Like, I don't know.
Do you think Twitter is bad? I logged onto Facebook a couple times today, man.
Oh boy.
It makes. You ever seen the movie Pi, the Darren Aronofsky movie?
Yes, good movie.
Yeah, great movie. You know that scene where he puts the drill in his head?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like every time I open Facebook.
I mean,
just like, democracy was a mistake. Everybody's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm permanently banned from
Here
Facebook,
we are, though.
So I don't have
Here
that
we
pleasure.
are.
I mean, I don't know. And like, even just the idea of like discussing the whole thing, you're just kind of like, what the fuck else is there to say? I mean, it doesn't matter what you say or what you believe or anything. All of it's so out of your hands anyway. And like, I'm much more interested in the whole what Twitter is doing to the Trump administration than I am these damn riots, because that's something I haven't seen before. Like, I haven't seen that before. These riots, it's a replay of a previous episode,
Yeah.
Yeah, the writers are getting desperate in the final season.
I mean, it's just, we've seen these riots 1,000 fucking times. I mean, when was the last time we saw the widespread riots? I mean, like you said, Sharia, like 2015. It's just, this was going to happen no matter fucking what. It just, it's an election year.
Yeah, it was funny how all that shit shut right down. Same thing with the Islamic terrorism, shut right down, and Trump wasn't even president yet. That was just like as he was securing the nomination, and it was becoming clear that like Donald Trump will be the Republican nominee. All of a sudden, that shit just kind of stopped and stayed stopped for like years. And like, I know, like, I mean, the whole like boomer con take that's like spreading like fire on Twitter right now among these like Q-tards is like, oh, it's George Soros is behind all of this. Like the poor innocent black people are just like pawns in his evil game and whatever. They're good people. He's using mind control powers on them or some bullshit. Like, I mean, like, look, as fake and gay as that is, I mean, there's something to it. There was back then. He does funnel a lot of money into this shit. And all that money and all like the professional organizing seemed to get shut off pretty fucking quick when it was like, oh shit, we're going to have to run against Donald Trump.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely plenty of organizations that are dumping money into this whole thing, stoking the flames of all of this, and it's bound to happen. I mean, that's literally how politics is now. I mean, it's a horrible thing. But I mean, it really, it's taking advantage of something that was already going to happen. People get upset, then it's like, well, now we can use this to recruit, to get these different people worked up and all of that. It's just taking advantage of it. I don't think that anybody was like, yeah, we're going to plan these riots. It's just like anytime things.
It was more like they stumbled across a bunch of dry twigs in a forest and they decided to drop a match.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, of course there's people dumping money into this type of thing. Why wouldn't there be? Very powerful people love this type of shit. It's a sad thing. But it's an election year, so that's what's just going to happen. And the media does not help. Like, again, as it always comes down to, blame the fucking media for all of this shit. That's why CNN... Did anybody hear about what CNN said? Did CNN say anything about their headquarters? Or they were just like...
I don't watch CNN. You're asking.
I don't know what they've said about it.
I'd like to know, because I want to see Don... Because, Don Lemon, like, got on TV and like basically made Chris Cuomo apologize for slavery and like cop killings and stuff, and then Cuomo's essentially said that black people should take up arms. So that's what was going on in CNN. I wonder what they have to say now that
Dude, to be honest with you, I think CNN are the real Nazis. Like, they should have burned their headquarters down themselves in solidarity. They shouldn't have made these heroic protesters even have to throw rocks and spray paint their shit. They should have just burnt that building to the ground themselves in protest. And frankly, if you're listening to this right now and you're white and you don't burn your house down in solidarity with these people, you're a Nazi. You're a Nazi.
I mean,
yes, the first step to curing systemic racism begins with you and what other sharp objects that exist in your house.
Destroy everything you own. Burn it all.
What's funny is that people on Twitter will actually have that take at some point, I'm sure. Like, give all your things to black people. There's always a
they won't say burn it down. They won't say burn it down, because at the end of the day, the Gibbs always wins over the destructive impulses. But that is a take that's been floating around Twitter for years.
Yeah.
You know what you can do? You know what you can do, white person, is you can hand all your generational wealth to us black people. Like, oh, did your parents leave you some property? Like, give it to us. Give it to me right now. My DMs are open.
I mean, I can't blame anybody for trying.
I've literally seen that happen.
Like the racial version of femdom.
It is.
It is.
I mean, we already had give your money to women, so this is just the next step.
Yeah, no, I don't even like giving my money to retailers. I much prefer to sit there and go like, I don't need that. I won't buy anything. I just need to, make sure that I don't die. Yeah, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome. But you got to find that clip of Chris Cuomo really essentially saying that black people should take up arms at the protest things. Because he said something, it was, we would have gun control laws in this country if, black people started taking guns to protests. And I'm like, no, don't do that. No. And he's like, he's kissing Don Lemon's fucking butt on the damn TV, just this weird, it's a 9-minute exchange, and it's so weird. It's like, it's not on black people to solve racism. And it's like, Don Lemon, I have nothing compared to you. Why is it on me? Why is this super rich guy saying that it's on me to control what the police do? All right? Fuck you, Don Lemon. God, he's a
Well, it's weird because you're watching like a sanitized version of a BDSM video from your description of it.
Oh yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's I'm not a fucking commie, but I do wish that there was more focus on like class than the whole like every black person is an angel and every white person is the devil. And I'm like, pretty sure actually like it's the pedophiles that control the entire world that I think are probably the bad people, and they happen to be extremely fucking wealthy. So maybe you could do your communist shit and care about that rather than me just not even. I didn't do anything to you. I didn't do anything to you. Like, you think the N-word is bad? Those guys are pedophiles. God, it just kills me. But hey, I guess let's go riot over some bullshit. I mean, again, I think that what happened to George Floyd is fucking bad, and you're gonna see people actually, I'm sure, on the right, start to say that it was like, oh, it was actually a good and justified thing that happened. No, it wasn't. I mean, the guy was restrained. You don't need to do all of that shit. I don't know about this medical examination. They say he didn't die of asphyxiation, but it was like a heart attack, and it's like, okay, even still, you just sat on a dead guy's neck for 5 minutes, man. That's, nobody was like, hey, he's dead, except for the crowd that was watching that you didn't listen to.
Yeah, these people were like you do know the cops are out of control, right? Like we just got off of people getting arrested for going on the beach, and you want to like excuse some shit like this, like, oh, it's perfectly justified to just just sit on a guy's neck until he's dead.
Yeah.
Think, people. Think hard about this. Think hard about you hand more power to the same people who are shutting down barber shops for not adhering to social distancing guidelines.
I mean, it will happen to you eventually. It'll happen to you or your group or whatever eventually if you support that type of shit. I mean, I know that's like, oh, libertarian, blah, 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 blah. Shut up, idiot. Shut up. Go get a job. Shut up. I don't like your opinions. But I don't care how libertarian it fucking is. You don't want a tyrannical bullshit government because they eventually, like, they're not. What makes you think that they're gonna be on your team? They're not. Like, anybody who wants more powerful fucking government and shit just assumes that it's gonna be like, even with this like Trump, getting rid of the 230 exemption and stuff for the social media stuff. I'm in full support of that. But I don't want like nationalization of social media because Donald Trump's not going to be the president forever. You know, you don't want to just hand authority, more and more authority to people that would not mind if you were dead. It's not even, I think it's not even much of a debate. You know, everybody who wants more and more authority for these assholes just assumes that like, they will never have to cross paths with them. I mean, they're ideologues is what it is. If you're an ideologue, you're gay.
Yeah, all we have left is jokes. Like Hawaiian shirt nationalism.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we
take
never
a victory lap on this
when
one,
I was
Bryden.
on your stream the other night, Bryden.
Yeah.
We never even got to that.
Yeah. Oh man, this is about the funniest shit in the entire world. Let me bring up the actual.
You have the article?
It's just the tweet. But I have like the.
Well, if you pull up that tweet, if you click on that person's profile, they have another tweet where they tweeted an article about it.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's an article. I don't remember where it was published, but there's an article.
It's probably a blog post. I mean, it's not like it. Let's see. End Hate Radio.
You guys have fun with this. I'll be back in 5 minutes. I just got to step out for a second.
Okay, sounds good.
No problem. But yeah. Tell them about Hawaiian shirt nationalism, Bryden.
So it was just a bit. It was just a bit. I became too fat for all of my suits. So I was like, I'm thinking of, like what do fat guys wear or whatever? What can I get around that is like, like it's going to cover my fat, bloated, alcoholic gut. And I'm like, Hawaiian shirts. I was like, well, I can't be the only guy to wear Hawaiian shirts because, I'm thinking of the Simpsons thing. It's like, only two types of guys wear Hawaiian shirts, gay guys and big fat party animals. And Bart doesn't look like a big fat party animal, and I guess I am a big fat party animal, but I was like, this will be funny. Just Hawaiian shirts. They're loose fitting. I was thinking of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Mac had his, oh my God, it's on The Economist. Are you serious?
What?
A Boog's Life. Why some protesters in America wear Hawaiian shirts. Accelerationism, the boogaloo meaning of the extreme right. This is...
Dude, send me the link, dude.
I've got it right now. It made it to The Economist. That's funnier than shit. Wow. Yeah, that's dumb, because I didn't know it was like that. Yeah, apparently it's racist neo-Confederate now for some weird fucking reason. But it really was, I was just a fat piece of shit, and I'm like, this would be funny. So I wrote this big, long tweet thread saying that, like, referencing this article that had come out that, like, wearing suits makes people more confident and all of this, and that people should start wearing Hawaiian shirts so that we can usher in the summer of chill, because everybody needs to relax more and just kind of all of this whole thing. I got Joe the Boomer on board with it. Because he's a big fat party animal too, but he was on board with it. He got people to start doing it. You had the
I think Beardson was into it too.
Yeah. Joe got Beardson and Sean some Hawaiian shirts. I got Nick into it, Nick Fuentes. DM'd him the whole thread. I'm going the whole thing. Help that guy pick out his first fucking Hawaiian shirt. They sent me a picture of what I was like, all right, that one's cooler, all of that. So now he's into Hawaiian shirts. And then all of these other kids started wearing Sharia, wearing Hawaiian shirts. All of these other kids started wearing fucking Hawaiian shirts. I assume because they saw Joe the Boomer do it. They saw Fuentes doing it and all of this. And I thought it just went to the wayside. I just assumed that it was because the whole time I'm thinking oh my God, if everybody's wearing these things, eventually there's going to be some gay article written about it, about how it's racist, about how Hawaiian shirts are the new symbol of racism. And, it's been a year. It's been a fucking year, but the bit paid off, and it finally fucking happened.
Paid off bigly, dude. Bigly. So my whole perspective on this, remember, I saw a couple of your streams, and I know, I think I noticed, Bryden's been wearing Hawaiian shirts lately. And then one day, I get up and I go to sit down at the PC, and I'm just doing what I do, dicking off on Twitter and Discord and whatever. And all of a sudden, Joe the Boomer starts DMing me on Discord He's like, bro, you got to get a Hawaiian shirt. And I'm like, what? And he's like, and he's not just like saying like, bro, you got to get a Hawaiian shirt. It's like the new meme or whatever. But he's like, I mean, he's into it. He's sending me fucking Amazon links and shit. Like he's got shit picked out for me already and whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And he's like, yeah, it's like, he's like, Bryden's wearing Hawaiian shirts. Like, we're going to be wearing Hawaiian. Like, he's got like future photo ops planned out in his mind already and whatever. But I was like, all right, yeah, you know, Hawaiian shirt. Like, I like Hawaiian shirts. I don't really have any. I should get some anyway. So, yeah, I'm down with this Hawaiian shirt thing. Like, I'll pick a few up. And so, like, then I started wearing Hawaiian shirts on my stream too. And it just spread. Like then Nick is wearing Hawaiian shirts. Like we go to Simon's wedding, everybody's in Hawaiian shirts. But then I start seeing like these armed protests and stuff at like governor's mansions, and all these Boogaloo bros are like in Hawaiian shirts, and I'm like, what have we done, dude?
You've created a monster.
It's the best bit that like ever fucking happened because it's like. It just started because I was like, I'm a fat, bloated alcoholic. I can't wear my suits anymore. Like, what's funny in this article, the guy in the middle, I fucking have that shirt. Oh, it's the best fucking thing.
Oh yeah, and when I started posting pics of myself like in Hawaiian shirts, like I was getting like DMs and replies from people like, "Yo, I bought that same Hawaiian shirt." Like there were people at the wedding I went to, like there were people with the same Hawaiian shirts, like they weren't wearing them at the same time as me, but they were like, yo, I have that one too. And like other people will post Hawaiian shirt pics on Twitter. And I was like, yo, Target, man. Like, yeah, I got that one too.
Oh no, they really are just, I mean, what's great, I'm sure along the way, some idiot like ascribed some type of fucking meaning to this or whatever, you know, because they're just, I don't know, assholes. But it's too funny. It's the best. But I really thought that it was just gone. I was disappointed. I'm like, fuck, man, I can't believe that. Like, you know, they start showing up with those Groiper War things or whatever, guys in Hawaiian shirts. I'm like, why have they not picked up on this? But I forgot. The media's super behind on every fucking thing. So I don't know where it is now.
Yeah,
they will.
Yeah, I saw this posted by I think his name is Anthony Dragonetti. He's the co-editor of Surfaces, which is a pretty good lit mag. Go check it out. But I saw that and I sent it to Brian and was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made like it didn't get much play because it was on my alt, and it probably won't get much play anyway. But like, yeah, man, it's funny that like that meme was just like such just like bullshit, and it like caught on like wildfire. And I was like, he probably won't get any of the credit for this, but like that whole Hawaiian shirt thing, man, that was Bryden, dude.
I mean, now they're putting it with this whole Boogaloo shit or whatever, which I don't know. I guess like the Wignats are now on, or whatever they're gonna call it. I don't know. We'll get a hold of it and then they'll kill it. I mean, every joke is immediately just put down and killed by the internet, which is a shame. But I couldn't believe how quickly people.
Well, the solution now is that penny stock trading now has to become racist. You have power now. You should use that power wisely. For jokes.
Oh, it 100%. I'm sure by the end of the year, it's gonna, you know, you'll have some type of articles. Well, it'll probably be another year from now, but I'm sure there'll be
neo-Nazis funding their racist podcasts with penny stock option trading.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be something just real dumb. But yeah, this is fucking. This is The Economist.
This article is a work of
That article was
brilliance.
from The Economist.
Yeah. This article is a work of brilliance. Let me read this one line. Boogaloo Boys imagine the forthcoming confrontation as a repeat of the Civil War. The Hawaiian shirts that dot the crowds are a reference to the Big Luau, another name for the Boogaloo, which celebrates pig police roast. A luau is a traditional Hawaiian feast. Wow, they've invented an entire mythology for it too.
Oh, I wonder who came up with that shit. Like, no, it's literally not. I mean, I'm sure somebody has ascribed some dumb meaning to it at this point. But, like, that's not it. That's not true at all, dude. Fuck, everything sucks. You're just gonna kill a good joke like that? Oh, no. Oh, that's too fucking funny. They tweeted it, Land's End. They're mad. Dear Land's End, weird and super creepy to see you promoting Hawaiian prints, the uniform of today's racist neo-Confederate.
Especially with a black model. Black, like, that's in this world where blacks can, like, burn down a city and nobody will blame them for it. Like, where they're that privileged, there is one thing that they can't have, and that's Hawaiian shirts. Like, you cannot have a black model wearing a Hawaiian shirt in your catalog.
What is Mercury News? Yeah, Bay Area. It's some Bay Area news. I mean, that's this coronavirus lockdowns fuel an armed Hawaiian shirt wearing anti-government boogaloo movement. This is I didn't know that there was this many articles. The media is so fucking stupid. Oh no, they're the dumbest piece of shit in the world. I mean, like, I eventually we've got to make it so, like, not wearing a diaper is the only way to prove you're not racist. So these people just walk around with diapers shitting themselves. Oh my God, New York Times. Oh, it's no longer available. Okay.
Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's gotta eventually, like, who falls for something like this? Oh my God, Independent. Yeah, the Independent wrote an article. Why far-right protesters are wearing Hawaiian print. Wow, I didn't know there was this many fucking articles. That's so fucking funny. Oh my God, dude. It took so long, but it paid off. I mean, I didn't know that there were armed protests going on with people wearing Hawaiian shirts, but you know, I'm glad they picked up on the good fashion sense. I don't know.
It's been going on. It's been going on for a while, actually. Like, they've only just now started to catch on with, like, these armed coronavirus protests. But, like, there were some, I wish I could remember what they were, but there have been some other, like, armed protests. I think one of them was, like, the Second Amendment shit in Virginia. And then there were some other ones I can't remember. But like, I've been noticing Hawaiian shirts at these things for a while now. Like, it's not a new phenomenon, and they're only just catching on to it.
Oh no, that's so fucking funny. Oh
yeah,
God.
It's hilarious.
Well, it just goes to prove, like, how dumb all of this bullshit is. I mean, it's a trend, but now it's racist or whatever. And it's not just a fat dude. Because I thought it would be funny. I figured I can't be the only guy wearing Hawaiian shirts. I'll look stupid. I got to get everybody else to do it so I could cover my fat. Because I'm not going to lose weight or anything. So, but nope, here you go. Now the Wignats, I guess, can go ahead and run it into the ground. But pretty funny. Pretty funny. I never expected that. I can't believe they did it. I feel so accomplished. I really do. I feel so accomplished. When Matt sent me that, I was just so happy that, because I thought it was gone. I was like, fuck, they're never gonna, maybe they're not that stupid. But, like, Hawaiian print will eventually end up on, like, the fucking the hate symbols list or what the fuck ever.
Yeah, the SPLC will write a dossier about it.
I mean, it's just, like, I don't know where this whole thing is taken off to, but like, it really was a gag, and it did what it's racist. These are all new articles. Like, this just happened this month. They decided to unleash all of these articles right before summer. Maybe they're in bed with, like, big tank top or something. I don't know. They want to get people to start wearing tank tops. Oh, I love it. That's fucking incredible. They're just the dumbest pieces of shit in the world. Oh, well.
Fellas, I think I'm going to have to put an abrupt end to the guest portion of your show, because otherwise I'm just going to ruin it. Because the property manager is either mowing or eating right now, and he's about to get to this side of the house.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Well,
I'm
we
getting
can
a bit hungry anyway.
We can just run the show down now because we've covered
it's
everything.
been an hour.
Almost everything. We actually got a Streamlabs tip. And before we record the show, you can always send us Streamlabs tips at streamlabs.com/terrorhouse magazine. I generally don't mention this segment because we generally don't get anything. But this show, we have a Streamlabs tip from Brian Ecker. He sent $10, and he did not send a message. But hey, thanks for the money anyway, Brian. And by the way, go check out Brian's novel, Into the Vortex, out via Terror House Press. It's a good book. Go check it out. And thanks for the $10, Brian. That was really very much appreciated.
Yeah, thanks, bud.
But hey, yeah, let's end the show right now. Sharia, anything you want to plug?
Just dlive.tv/Sharia LaBeouf. My new on my Twitter is at Poppy Biggest Fan, but the O in Poppy is a 0. That's pretty much it. I got an alt, but if you follow my main Twitter, you'll find that one anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I'll throw the links in the chat, in the description. Brian, anything you want to plug?
No.
You already did that bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Nothing. Journalism, because it's, like, really good. You know. Like, CNN, Huffington Post, Vice, you know, just, like, really brave people that do important work. And, and Washington Post, because remember, democracy dies in darkness.
Go check out Brian on D. Go check out Brian on DLive. He's back on Twitter. All those links will be in the description. Of course, my website is mattforney.com. And you can also check out my Telegram, my DLive, and all that shit. And that'll do it for this episode of Terror House Radio. Be sure to check in every day at Terror House Magazine, terrorhousemag.com for our latest publications. Check out our books at Terror House Press at terrorhousepress.com. Follow our social media links in the description. And don't forget that you can always check out past episodes of Terror House Radio at terrorhouseradio.com. Terror House Radio is produced by Bryden Proctor and presented by Jugs. Intro music by Meme Extremist. Illegitimate non-cover anthem. Don't let the bastards grind you down. I'm Matt Forney with Bryden Proctor and Sharia LaBeouf. We are out.